called Daisy. But it appears Brett Joseph just can't help himself.
Brett, you may recall Daisy just over there. Do you think you might want to make an apology to Daisy? You remember Daisy, don't you?
His sweet talk went sour on so many girls, and now he's whispering sweet nothings in my ear.
Not much to say today?
Well, you know I can't say anything, Brady, so why bother interviewing?
Do you think it's time to say sorry to all the people you've hurt? All those girls over the years? No apology to them?
Oh, but there's still one woman, Mum, who thinks he's dapper.
He's the perfect boyfriend, except for the lies.
Says, I've got all this money.
He comes across as charming, believable.
For Brett Joseph, it's all about appearances.
I think that's the biggest thing, is it's believable.
But don't judge a book by its cover.
He's a really horrible, nasty, nasty man.
Shame those appearances are as fake as a $3 note. You see, he's the great pretender, unemployed and living at home with Mum and Dad. But online, he tells lonely girls from semi-wealthy families he's even wealthier, promising to marry them and give them a privileged life.
Is that your farm in the pictures? Yes. And he said, I'm coming to see you tomorrow. He was here within 24 hours.
Daisy Armstrong was looking for love and fell for his lies, hook, line and sinker.
I met Brett Joseph on Tinder.
He moved in and started enjoying that semi-wealthy life.
Essentially, I was supporting two people for 6 months.
All the while working his nick on overtime on the family farm and allegedly using those photos to flaunt his wealth with the next girl.
I think he did target me, yeah. He's charming. He's really, really good at being charming.
He did it to Alana before Daisy, and plenty of others after her, like Amelia.
Like finding out what my parents did for a living, what I did for a living, where I was from, the sort of property that we have here.
Bleeding them dry, they claim, financially and emotionally. And all the while boasting private jets, waterfront homes and saying he was a generous philanthropist, promising this hospital $12 million. That naturally didn't happen. Oh, and he never told them his name was Brett Joseph, partial to a Chinese meal with Mum and Dad. Oh no, he said he was a more impressive Brett Meyer or Brett Ingham.
You're going to front us Brett Joseph today, or are you using another name? Well, you're the one that uses them, my friend. Ingham, Meyer, Waterhouse.
We have done 3 stories.
Oh, I'll keep doing them,
And
Brett.
there's been no charges of any of the stories.
You're facing a court today.
Just to remind you, Brett, there you go in the courthouse door to face charges of disposing of stolen property, namely Alana's family engagement ring, which he allegedly then gave to other women.
Mate, tough seeing your sister hurt like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No brother wants to see their sister hurt like that, no.
Hamish has come with Sister Daisy to see some justice today.
12 years. 12 years.
After all, Brett has been breaking hearts and allegedly living off these girls for so long.
No, I'm not here to hide, because my logic is if someone else had, I guess, stood up to him prior to me, I hopefully wouldn't have had to have gone through what I've gone through. So I just hope that by me standing up to him, I might be able to protect the community. And that's
She's also done that by setting up a website, Stop Brett Joseph.
But I'm sure the truth will come out.
Well, I'm sure the girls are hoping that the truth comes out.
I'm sure I've got a lot more to say than what they've got to say too.
Well, you're facing charges here today. You've broken plenty of hearts over the last decade. Hurt a lot of girls. Do you think it's time to say sorry?
I'll comment after the court case, and you should respect that.
Respect? Now, there's a word Texan Stephanie Hoskins would have liked to see more of from Brett, and her father, who has stage 4 cancer. Because after our stories, Brett moved offshore to Texas, where everything is big, including his lies. Told him he was the heir to an oil fortune, and so after a short romance with Steph, a marriage was planned so Stephanie's dying dad could walk his girl down the aisle. And then someone over there saw Daisy's website warning.
I filled her in on everything, and she had no idea that it was as bad as it was.
Heaven knows how her dad coped with such deceit.
You might want to make an apology
But
to
Brett
Daisy.
says none of it is true and has pleaded not guilty, leaving Daisy with no conclusion
Let her
or
astray.
apology.
You broke her heart. What about all the other girls? A chance to say sorry today?
Guess not.
Brett Joseph returns to court on the 30th of August.